Easy now, fuzzy little man Peach.
Stewbert, Cuthbert, do. I was trying to do Stewbert Cumbered. Penguins. Penguins. Stu, let's welcome you properly. Welcome, Retro Stu. Anyway, that's your big welcome. How you doing? I mean, I know how you doing. I got to see your stream, dude. I was very pleased. And in this corner, fighting for retrolectables.co.uk, Retro Stu. Gates, how we doing? Perfect. Like, that's your theme song. Could you imagine? Like, I think that's a pretty baller move. Like, do you know? I was thinking about this. Like, I love the idea of, clearly because I was a fan of wrestling, like in the 80s. I was like genuinely, I love the idea of having like entrance music. And imagine whenever, and the crowd goes wild. Imagine like popping into your office and it being like, dun 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 I'd love it, like tremendous. Should we do that with the big voice? Tonight in the Mechie Stadium, sponsored by Scrim, the chili sauce that has both ways, Retro Stew. And the crowd goes wild. So we gotta go big. We gotta go big. Bear with me. You got some natural lighting at the moment. There's no. This isn't on. And
we're going to be spice.
Why? Why must I come in?
Spice, you know why. Hello, Spice. Hello, Clarice. I've gone big at home and ordered pizza. Yeah, you have. I imagine you've just got pizza all over yourself. You know, American Beauty, but less with creepy spacey. No, not him.
Oh,
wait, I love natural light, so this is natural light.
So there you go. There is. The curtains are open. Matches your setup. Thank you. I feel like it's chill currently. And when it gets darker, we'll do this because you must. Dude, I love it. I love it. I had pizza today, but it was like Pizza Union pizza. And somebody's like, "Oh, do you guys want pizza?" And I'm like, "Yes, always." But it's that thing of, because it was like they bought 3 pizzas to share amongst people. I didn't really have a pizza. You know, it was like 3 slices. Let's not lie. I'm not a small boy. 3 slices of pizza is like, my stomach was like, scaring people on the train. What's happening with him? What's going on? Yeah, Friday is a default pizza day. Exactly. That's an that's a snack. That's a goddamn snack. No, Joe, are you is it cheese? Does cheese not agree with you? Is that right? That's it's an appetizer. It's a snack. It's a bloody snack. Also, I paid the privilege of a coffee that was like this big, and it was like £2.80. And I was like, this is tomatoes. Yes, that's right. Do you know what, Jill? I knew it was something. I think you like, so I don't mind tomatoes, the sauce for pizza, but I don't like tomatoes. Yes, the red sauce pizza cookies. I mean, it's like a. Let me just tickle your pizza a little bit. I'll give you a little crust. How we doing, you wonders? Yeah, so my day was interesting. Like, do you want to know something? Google told me that it would take me. Let me stuff your crust. Say less. RC is the cheese. Do you know what? I knew, sorry, I conflated and 2 things that I knew about. So I knew Jill, I knew there was something about pizza that didn't work for Jill, and I couldn't remember if it was cheese or not. Yeah, no, so, yeah, because we talked about the texture thing, for sure. I think Kate's was the cheese hater. Oh, damn. Pulling out Kate's. Yeah, see, texture thing, I agree, like, that is a big thing for me in eating. That has led to some complications for me. Like, I get very funny about a texture of something. I'm like, I don't like it. BRB, he's gonna be like a walk-in pizza man. Just you wait. covered in za. I'm gonna try and find a particular gif of Stu covered in pizza. Just in my mind, like Stu is just in a pizza suit, waiting for the pizza man. Like, I just see it. As soon as I hit an ugly bite, it just ruins me off.
Bud.
Exactly! What's up, my dude? Which is right. Yeah, agreed. So like, I come firmly down on the side of pineapple on pizza, but for me it's just the oak-faced ham and cheese with pineapple on it. Interesting. Stu's getting stuffed by the pizza. He is. Now Spice knows I shared this with Spice earlier. Or Spice has seen this. But this fucking slaps. I want to share this. On the other screen. Naggy, how are you? Are you still feeling tipsy? I shared this with Spice because it was like tremendous. It made me so happy, but I'm gonna have to make some adjustments briefly. Bear with me, please. Oh, is Naggy lit? No, I don't know. I mean, I think he was. He was earlier. Okay, is it that? Let's do this. Nah, I'm fairly sober now. Do you know, I hate it when it does that. Like, it kind of wears off. You're like, oh. I used to be drunk, but then I took a sober to the knee. Right, let's see if I can make this work. I think I can, but Spice has seen this. You should have a channel redeem where you can, where we can be a desk decoration. Oh, Spice, don't. I have to think that out. Spice with the solid ideas. I've been thinking about the channel point redeems. So I think we're gonna adjust a lot. I think we're gonna remove some, maybe drop the prices on a load. It's funny, I like WordPerfect, but nobody uses it. And that's not fishing, by the way, I'm just saying. But I think I'm gonna look at some of the redeems, because I think maybe it's time to mix it up, or at least change them. So we'll see. We'll see. Right, let's try this. Will this work? Hydrate yourself. I will do. Thank you, Snedders. You fucker. Okay, well done, Stu. Do you know what that means, though? I'm gonna change my headphones, because I realized that's the way to do it. So WordPerfect is great. It's one of my favorite books. I can always reset it. So that's the book. I love it. I'm gonna read it anyway. I'm gonna read it. Right. Let me let my hair down. I can't hear the music. It's Friday, you deserve to let your hair down. Right, I'm going to change headphones. Frisky Fridays. I mean, exactly. Right, got to make sure it's the right one. Otherwise, I went, oh, hello. Oh, that's weird. You ever just change headphones and then everything is fucking weird? There goes Stu. In its full glory. I think, so it's stupid that it's taken me this long to figure that out. That if I put my headphones, these headphones on, then the hair doesn't bother me. It's taken me this long to figure it out. And I had these headphones sat there for so long. So long. Anyway. Thank you, Stu, for redeeming that. Let's read WordPerfect for today. What is today? Today is the 10th of June. 10th of June. What is the word? Bear with. The word is Theist. You might think a theist is one who holds a fundamental kinship with God, and that it is indeed its first recorded sense back in the late 17th century, but the word has a secondary sense. One that might be more familiar in modern life. In this case, the object of worship is not a divine deity, but rather a cup of something hot. Theism appears in only a single record in the Oxford English Dictionary. But for some of us, that is enough reason to adopt it with immediate effect. There it is defined as a person addicted to tea drinking, and is recorded as a label fondly used of himself by poet Percy Shelley, a noted tea lover. For those who refuse to perform anything other than drinking tea while lounging in bed, see Herkle-Durkle. Another recent word may be of use prioritizing, and for coffee lovers, there's always procaffeinating, a more widely known verb for delaying anything productive until you've had at least one cup. What is this? This song is like some low-key chill hop. What the hell? Finding Marcus, featuring Marcus D. It's Bish but Bish. Okay, yes, Bish. Right, let's share this because Spice is singing this. Don't talking to me about my coffee. See, you know. Hello there. Shaker, we're after endings. That's what we're doing today. Like, what is this? Shaker, this is a day where I'm happy for you to chime in. Right, let's do this. I'm going to pause the jams. Because we got to try and finish it, bro. Shaker, we're trying to finish this game. I'm not even sure how many endings I've got left. Right. I'm going to share this. And hopefully you guys can hear it. Right. This cracked me up right now.
Only count to four. I can 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 only count to four.
1, 2, 9, 10. So stupid, 9, 10.
Gonna count now. 1, I can count to 1. 2, I can count to 2. 3, I can count to 3. 4, I can't count no more. 1, what comes after 1? 2, what comes after 2? 3, what comes after 3? 4, I can only count to 4. I can only count to 4.
I mean, how good is that? That literally, you know, when you inadvertently find something, you're like, holy shit. Yeah, 3 Bruce Campbells. I wonder how many take. Oh my god, so good. Also, I found like this this other stuff, man. I'm just like, I need to copy all these links. I'd be losing it. Yeah, like, imagine. But does it start with the puppets? Like, are you starting your day, you've already got puppets? Like, are you just like, I'm going to break out the puppets. Hey, I think we should use the puppets today. Or, that's it, I'm beating your ass. Or, are you starting with the idea and then building puppets? Spicy whooping your ass. 1, 2, 9, 10. I lost count again. Gonna count now. 1. Anyway, I fucking love that. I just thought it was so tremendous. I had to share it with you guys. So, you're welcome. I just got the weirdest Pokemon through a Wonder Trade. What did you get? What the hell? Simpsons is doing like a Hamilton episode. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like change. I still love the idea that Stu's teased making little puppets of everyone. Could you imagine? Look, okay, we are using this because I want to try and get some endings that we haven't got yet. And we're at a point now, everyone, counting with Bruce Springsteen. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, let's hide that window. Who needs music? I just do it. I do it all. I do it all. We just do it. We'll do it all. Sorry. Level 45 Magikarp who only knows Splash despite learning Tackle. Shaker, are you playing a randomizer? Can we get Stu to make Muppets of all of us? Muppet puppets? All these things. What time is it? What time is it for you? Does anyone really know, truly? I mean, of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. So, sure, you've adjusted all the game settings to exact specification, but who hasn't? It's like what I do. A new day job. Welcome back, Stu. Stu, I need to share some stuff with you. I forgot to do it, and I think you missed it. But... Even flew, thoughts are wrapped like butterflies. Oh, we don't know, so them taking that away. Fuck, I shouldn't look at that. Damn you, Stu. And now the job is over. Yeah, basically, there's a couple of TikToks that I was just like, that's fucking perfect. There's one where she's singing under a bridge. There's a whole thing of, she's not Chili Pepper. She's singing under the bridge to get like the fucking reverb. Oh. And she sings running up that hill, and I was like, shut your damn mouth. That is tremendous. You're playing Shiny Pearl at the moment, farming rare candies. Farming rare candies. And Shaker then needs them, cause that is what Shaker needs today. Feel it do. So clearly I'm in a mood to sing, so you're getting free Mekioki tonight. There is no information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. I still really don't know you. Oh, and to clarify, I've done a bunch of these trophies already. See, I've done a bunch of them. I did go to trophies. I did the 10-year one. So I've done that. I need to do that. I haven't done that. I haven't done that. We've done Super Go Outside. And you don't know me. Musabima. Welcome in. Neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just... I got a ditto! Oh, well, I mean, it's a ditto. I guess some settings are just unsettable. Indeed. But if I'm totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything. I haven't seen one yet. Ah, okay. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games are meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. Oh, damn. There's still one more setting we need to adjust by, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. Not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again if you can find me. Talk soon. Dear John. Epilogue? This is new. We didn't have that before. We get in the game. No. Epilogue. Many. We got to do this bit. Many years later. Okay. We're here. I've been breeding Phoebas without a ditto, which is a pain in the ass. 4 hours of fishing one spot at a time for a few tribes. I mean, if there wasn't a risk of, like, death, how calm? How calm is this? Okay, I'm kind of loving this. Do you know, say what you... there are 400-ish water tiles in here. Damn! Say what you will, I kind of love the crackling of the fire. It's a good noise. It's a solid noise. It's kind of hauntingly beautiful. There's a real charm about it. Everybody see a demo. Everybody look at a demo. They heard me. Interesting. We can click buttons, but we can't do anything. We can't do much else. Is this our archway from before? Can we make it over there? Or is it a mirage? A figment of our imagination. A pigment of our imagination. I don't know why, I literally thought of a pigment. A mint and a pig. Lone wolves. No, surely not. I mean, like, the hell? I'm looking around in case there's anything, but I don't see anything. I'm like, what? Where are the things? Where are they? Okay. Review the Stanley Parable 2. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am with its sequel. Where the first game teamed with originality, Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to its fanbase. Rather than expand on what made the first game enjoyable, the sequel veers off into territory nobody asked for, an infinitely deep hole. Who cares? Where are the new endings? What about the enjoyable bits from Stanley Parable 1, like the adventure line? Instead of uninspired side quests collecting figurines, even this diversion feels incomplete. Collecting all the figurines give you nothing. I must say, though, I found the bucket to be quite comforting, a welcoming reprieve from... nothing, because I can't read it. What does that say? Cat dog ball? It's so stupid, but I love it. Cat dog. Cat dog. Remember cat dog? The question is, how does it eat? How does it eat? Then the follow-up question to that is, if they do eat, where's the poop coming out of? Interesting. Cookie 9's post. I guess it's taking a turn. I guess it's taking a turn talking shit. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe that is the logic.
Jim.
Jim. Jim.
Jim. Jim. Jim.
Okay. So those are all the Jim buttons. Stanley Parable developers. No more spin-offs, no more sequels. When Stanley Parable launched to massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise, but disastrous critical and commercial reception to Stanley Parable 2 has prompted the developers to rethink their ambitions. As outlined in the press release they published today, it's clear that more Stanley Parable is just not what the fans want. Reads the press release. We thought that we had a vision for the series that players would be excited about, yet it turns out this could not have been farther from the truth. The press release goes on to promise to preserve the artistic integrity of the original game and to stop assaulting fans with our reckless and insulting creative visions. The word sorry appears more than 25 times. Okay. Get on the green. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, there's more buttons. We're gonna go press the buttons? Yeah, yeah.
Jim.
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 Jim. Jim.
You know, I'd love one that didn't say Jim.
Jim.
Jim, Jim, Jim.
Jim. Jim.
Jim, Jim. Something sparkly that way. And then these things.
Jim. Stanley. Jim. Stanley.
That one said Stanley.
Stanley. Jim.
That one said Stanley.
Stanley.
I had a feeling one was going to say Stanley. And there's a picture. What's that? I mean, narrative imperative means you'd expect it to do that. Which is pretty cool. Okay, 25 out of 6. We got more than we possibly could have. Whee! Okay, so that doesn't open. Thank you for enjoying the new content. You're welcome. Okay. Oh, hello. I love that this is doing hello again. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developers said? Preserve the integrity of the franchise? What nonsense. Stanley Parable is not sacred. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy, let's keep on making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. Don't make this his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. In fact, it's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we're going to make Stanley Parable 3. Jeez. So all we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. So go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. A whisper of human condition. Part 5. No, I like a whisper of the human condition. Stanley Parable 3, a whisper of human condition. It's absurd. I love it. Every time we restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1, and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way, Stanley Parable will never end. Nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again. With the new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have to, but I want you to have to say as well. Should we say let's do it? Let's do it. You know what? Since you put faith in my new idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken trophy, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. Been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright. The trophy machine's all fixed. See? I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. Standing parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself. Forever. Forever, ever. Forever, ever. Just the wheel keeps on turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. The only reason that... There's only one last thing to do. Please enter the current time. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. Like, there? I mean, it's still visible there. Excuse me. The end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end. Begin the game. A whisper of the human condition. I love it. I love it. I'm glad that we've seen something different.
This is the story of a man. All of his co-workers were gone.
Right,
What could
let's
it
go.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Can't
Perhaps
appear
he
Ronnie.
simply missed a memo.
Oh shit. What if we deliberately go this way?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Right.
he entered the door on his left.
I'm going to do all the things he's telling me to do.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
I may have eaten too much too soon, but you got time, dude. It's that thing where, like, you know, if you just work your way through it bit by bit. Have you got cheese long already?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never
stuff your
occurred to
face,
him?
how can you say?
This question would not
I
go
got that food the wrong way. I am pizza and I need to be stuffed.
unanswered for long.
Right, we're doing exactly what the narrator says.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Tremendous. We're trying to do the speed run and get a particular ending, so bear with me.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I've already eaten garlic bread. Now all my hopes are dead.
Now the monitors jumped to life. Their true nature revealed.
Muscle would not prove
Each
my
bore
desire.
the number of an employee in the building.
Yes, Shaker,
Stanley's
yeah.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. and Stanley, one of them.
So I've literally got a
eternally
website
wanted
which
in this place
has the
where
endings,
freedom
because I don't want to miss them.
nothing.
Right. You're already too slow. Right, thanks.
This mind control facility.
You're
it was
too slow. No, I'm
horrible
kidding.
to believe. It couldn't be true.
How am I supposed to be
Had he
quicker?
really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it.
How are you supposed to be quicker?
He couldn't
I don't
accept
know.
it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
Was it?
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls
So
labeled
we've
with
already done
emotions.
this.
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating,
Yeah, we've already
working,
done this.
all of
The
it
hidden door in the
monitored
boss's
and
office stays
commanded
open.
from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power. Oh, Stanley.
So we've got to do the
you
thing
just
twice.
activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
So hidden door stays open if you get the
Go.
2 times
Turn
the
the
right
controls
code.
off
Then you can save
and
time.
leave. If you want to throw my story
If
off
you don't
track, you're
turn.
going to have to do
Okay.
much better than that. I'm
Okay.
afraid you don't have nearly the power you think
Was it
you do, for
2845?
example, and I believe
Is that
you'll
the code?
find this pertinent.
Oh fuck, I should have pressed off.
Stanley suddenly
No!
realized he had just
Should have pressed
initiated
off.
the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say,
Okay, thank you, Shaker.
now this is making things a little more fun, isn't
2845,
it, Stanley?
yeah.
It's
Oh,
your
we haven't had
time
this
to
one.
Shine. You are the star.
This is a
It's
new
your
ending.
story now. Shape it to your
We've not had
heart's
this.
desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
Yeah, we've not
Oh,
had this. So this is a new
what
ending.
all this means.
Which is what we wanted.
I barely know where to start.
We're after new
What's
endings.
that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
Right, so we've done countdown
All right,
ending.
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you
Okay.
exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing
We've done the
buttons
games
endlessly
ending.
and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office
done the
sink
skip
into the
button ending.
ground, swallowing
Done the sequel
everyone
ending.
inside, or
Done
I let it burn to a crisp.
The whole
To say
ending.
this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing.
Yeah. We've
Watching
done the
you try and make
figurines.
sense of
We've
everything
done the
and
bucket
take back
endings.
the control wrested away from you. It's quite
We've done the
rich.
epilogue.
I almost hate to see it
I think we're approaching,
go.
so
Sure,
we've got
whatever
like
will come
a
up with
small
on the
number
next
of endings
go-around
left.
will be even better.
So we've got
My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying
the
this
vent.
so
We need to do
much.
the vent one.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm
think.
going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is
know,
it
we've
that you
done the
have no
vent.
idea where you're going or what
We've
you're
done the
supposed
vent?
to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that
don't know.
timer that something in this room was capable of turning it on?
Have we done freedom?
I mean, look at
No.
you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
We've done the bottom of the mind control one. I'm looking at all the ones we've done. Museum ending? Yeah.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But
Press
here's the
conference
spoiler
one?
for you.
Yes.
That
Escape
timer
pod?
isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you
insane
made
ending. We've done that.
humble.
We haven't. I don't think. Have we got the
This is
whiteboard
my
ending?
Challenge. It's a tragedy.
Okay, we haven't got that
You
one.
wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until
So we're a lot closer to getting all the
no
endings.
ending, just you being blown to pieces. Will you
I should have done a
claim this
checklist.
for your life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
There we go. Yeah. So, Joe, there's a site that I found that has the ending, so I think we're, like I said, I'm rounding out a few. I should have done a checklist. I don't know. How do we check? How do we check? Oh, we're too slow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
So
meeting.
we can do this.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
And then do off. Have we done the
Stanley
freedom ending?
came
I
to
can't
a set of
remember.
2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
shake
his
it like
boss's
that.
office.
Hey, Rombler, how you doing? Was it 2845?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So he
We are,
relaxed
yeah.
for a few moments with some calming
We
new
are.
age music.
Okay, this is not what we had before, though. Yeah, Stu made him, so it's a channel point redeem. So Stu's used that to let their hair down.
Soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Right, let's go. Okay, and then we're going to do off, right? So yeah, Rombler, we're going for as many endings as possible. Get a haircut soon, very aware of everyone else's haircut now. I think because it's in your mind, you know?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
There's a story about hair that lets you down. Right, so
The lights
it's saying we
rose
go
on an
through all of
enormous
this,
room packed with
and then we
television
choose
screens.
off. Have we had the
What
freedom
horrible
ending?
secret did this place
You
hold?
can also hug the walls to be
Stanley thought
faster?
to himself.
Thank you, dude.
Did he have the strength to find out?
I need to haven't decided whether to get purple highlights again. Do it, yes.
Now the monitors jump to life. Their true nature
Your head
revealed.
looks a completely different
Each
shape
bore the
now.
number of an employee in the building.
Wait,
Stanley's
what?
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And
So yeah, we're
Stanley,
trying to round off all the endings that
eternally
we have in this
monitored
game.
this place where freedom meant nothing.
You did red last time, but like the purple. Yeah, do purple. Went from
This
round to
mind
like
control facility. It was too horrible to
6
believe
months
it
now.
couldn't be
Oh
true.
yeah, very stressful.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was
Yeah,
this
it's
the
tough.
only
I
reason
mean,
he was happy with his
like,
boring
this is
job?
the longest
That
my
his
hair's ever been.
emotions had been manipulated to accept
I-
him blindly?
Now I'm like, I can't even imagine cutting it.
No.
And I
He
used to shave my
refused
head
to believe
regularly.
it. He couldn't accept it.
Somewhere between
His
6 and
own
12 months,
life
kind of stopped
in
counting at some
someone
point there.
else's control?
It
Never.
used to look good
It
short,
was
but I gained a little weight.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible?
But not enough that
Had
maybe
he
my face is
truly
rounder,
spent
didn't
his
suit much.
entire
Oh,
life
no.
utterly blind
Right,
to the
don't
world?
click on that link. That doesn't work. Where are we?
But
Oh,
here was
no.
the proof. The heart of the
I'm
operation.
trying to be quick.
Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking.
Yeah, it's
eating,
interesting. I used to,
working,
like, when I
all
shave
of
my
it
head, I feel like
monitored
my...
and commanded
Yeah,
from
I know what you mean.
this
Like, the shape of your
And
face
as the
feels like it's
cold
different.
reality of his past began to sink in.
Have we done the freedom ending?
Stanley decided that
Is that quick enough, and have we done it? I don't know. Okay, we'll see what happens.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
4 years since the last
Was it
haircut?
over?
Damn.
Yes, he had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
I feel as though you pick the bucket
Freedom
most
was
times, so
mere moments
probably not
away.
technically. Ah, okay.
And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still
Yes.
lay unsolved.
You're right.
Where
Thank
had
you.
his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp?
I had hair
What other
longer
mysteries
hair
did
up
this
until a few
strange
weeks ago after I cut
building
it.
hold?
I look like a kid
But
from
as
Stuart.
sunlight streamed into the chamber, he
Jonathan
realized
Lipnicki,
none of this mattered
I think
to
is his
him,
name.
for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
Shake.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what
Right,
to
can we do this?
or how to feel.
Are we
Whatever
free?
life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Okay.
Stanley stepped through the open door.
I'm stepping through the door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
Yeah, I don't think we've
The
seen this
feeling
one.
of liberation. The immense possibility of the new path.
I love
before
that
him.
Stu's lovely hair is made of pure
This was exactly the
spite.
way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
I literally look like the adult version wearing warm glasses. It's a shaker. Okay. Right, let's have a look. No, we didn't do it. That's not this. Okay, alright. Well, okay, we've done the freedom ending. So we've done tonight we've literally just done we've done the art ending, the games ending, new content ending, skip button, sequel ending, the whole ending, bucket endings, epilogue we've just done. Let's have a look. Needs precise movement. Yeah, I mean, I know we're not doing it right now. Okay. Rather than going straight out of Stanley's office, right straight ahead and then left. There, notably. Okay. So that doesn't always happen.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So basically, occasionally this door is open. And it changes it. Okay, so we can't, do we have to try and force that? Have we done the button ending? What's the button ending, Jill? Is it the one where you skip, and then skip, and then skip? And we keep on pressing the button? So I think we've definitely done that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
no?
left.
Oh. Okay. What about the escape pod? No, we haven't done the escape pod. Oh, there's a bucket version as well, of course. Right, so the escape pod, we've got to go in the room and then... we're going to go in the office and then go back
Yet
out
there
the
was not a
office.
single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
The
office.
heaven ending.
Hoping coming to a
Oh,
staircase,
yeah, no, so that's
Stanley
on this
walked
list.
upstairs to his boss's office.
Right. We've got to go through the doors and then back out, right? We've got to go in and then back out.
Okay, I think we all...
There we go. Okay. We've done it. It says we've got to go back to room 247. Okay. What? Okay, this is cool. So we're about to get the escape pod one. Humolotic went from level 16 to level 65. Nice. Nice. There we go. This is one of your faves. Yeah. You are now leaving. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go... Right, it says, newly opened door. Okay, we just go this way. Right, we're gonna have to put on a light. Give me 2 secs. Thanks, mate. Up we go. So yeah, this is a new one for me as well. It's pretty good. I like that we had to... Where's that red door? No. To breed. The thing is, Shaker, I know you didn't mean it like that, but for a second it was like, to breed.
I had to farm 2 because I haven't got a Ditto to breed.
Standing walk through the red door. It's really funny. Where I didn't have the light on before, my brain is like... Just like when Brock joined Ash on his... I can't see. Oh, there we go. On his Pokemon journey, so he and Ash could breed together. Yeah, there we go. So that's that ending. Or is there more? Okay, so we've done...
Hey, I know. I'll use my trusty frying pan as a drying pan.
BRB, no worries, dude. That was it. Yeah, is there? Should there be more? Is that all it does? Do we not? Is there not something else? Or did I do it wrong? Is there more to that? Yeah, in my brain I thought there was going to be something else. Yeah, but bucket version? Okay, we'll do the bucket version. Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Rumble.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Bucket
the meeting
version.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. What new mysteries lay in store for our bucket-loving heroes today? Let's find out.
That's normally where
Stanley
you think it would be funny way out. Ah,
tightly
okay.
to his chest.
But the end is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find out. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So we're going to go through the door and then back out. Nope. Back out. Nope. Whoop.
Stepping
There we go. My in-game just hit 50 hours when I saved. God damn. Right, so we're going this way now. let's see what happens. We got no narrator as well, so he's like dipped out. So the heaven one, Jill, I have that on this list. I will try and do that one next. Because I don't think we've definitely not seen that one. This way? You're now leaving? Okay. It's interesting because you're like... Well, you've got both endings. Heaven ending is terminals you can interact with. Nice. Yes, I think, like I say, that's in that list. So what I'll do is, we'll try and do that one next. Also, so Shaker mentioned we can jump off the platform after pressing the button. So I think in the mind control facility, we need to try and do that one as well. Right, we go again. It was actually, my brain is like, I cannot see that. No, it's not going to let me do that. No. It's interesting because I was trying to see if I could adjust the contrast a little bit. But I don't think we can. Doesn't look like we can. It's good hype. Technically a meeting, but I'm on mute. Yeah, Heaven is hitting the button in each PC with input and no others on multiple runs. Okay. Interesting. Like, hello? It moves around. Ah, okay. Oh, thank you. I was like, what am I missing? Makes me worry that I've put it too dark. Oh, there it is. Oh, the computer. Oh, right, okay, understood. Oop. He's just gently caressing the bucket. Hello, my son. You were the last of Krypton. You're too good for this world, bucket. Hello, my son. Like, I just imagine him as Superman being sent off. Right. Okay, so, Rumbler, you're saying that that one that we need to get is... Okay, so we've got the escape pod twice. We need to do the whiteboard ending, but that says that we can only do it if the map changes randomly. So I thought, okay, so it's the one that says input. So Heaven Ending. Access to Heaven Ending relies on player interacting with screens over multiple playthroughs. If done correctly, the final screen will replace Stanley's monitor, making this another ending that can potentially be accessed right from the start of a new playthrough. It'll be obvious. Thank you, thank you. We've done the reluctance, so I'm just looking at all of these. So bear with me, sorry. Okay.
A soft wind blew outside and perhaps rain started, and if it did, it stopped shortly after. Stanley hoped that he would one day see weather.
Okay, so that one, yeah, that's new dialogue though, right? I don't think we've had that before. All right then. 434? Where's Desk 434? Hit this one. Have you got the whiteout ending? I think so. Okay, so we've done this. Once in position, standing, begin guided out the window. Do we go out the window? I'm trying to. There we go.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map, until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just restart the game any old time you want.
Nah.
Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable, and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
It's not letting me. I turned around. It doesn't seem to be turning. Do they want us to press the button? Been lurking, glancing at Meki's hair while I just getting shook at the fact that Meki was aerodynamic at one point. Yeah. Up until like 2020, I think. Used to shave my head every week, at least once. Sometimes twice. With a razor. So, is that it for this ending? Not really, which is generally why it was, in most instances, once a week. Because it would rarely get irritated. Would I do it again? and get rid of all of this. The thing is, I felt like Kratos. I was like Kratos for a long time. Just that bald head. Boy! You would not do that. Probably, yes, about 2 years. 2 years to get this long. Like, yeah, 2 years to get to this point, would you say, Swizz? 2020? Yeah. 2 years. So we'll see. He used to shave his head. He bitched about how cold it was. Do you know what? It never bothered me. Do you know what I loved? I loved going out in the rain and just being like, I don't have to worry about my hair. That's impressive. Thank you. God damn. Imagine he still does. I just don't know what I get. Jill, I love you. I used to shave my head every 6 months just because I never wanted to pay anyone to cut my hair. Yeah, we see this is what happened. So I used to go to a proper barber and they'd give me like a, do you like pina coladas and getting caught with Snedex? You know that song is purely about, I've said it before, that song's purely about cheating. It's two people. It's a husband and a wife who want to cheat on each other. And then literally the whole thing is like, they're messaging each other in a private chat room, or, well, by post I think it is, in the newspaper. And it leads to them finding out like, oh, we're going to cheat on each other. It's an awful song. It really is. Yeah, literally. I used to have my hair very short. I used to do a number 3 like clippers all over at one point. Yeah, they cheat on themselves with themselves. Yeah, it's really stupid. It's a stupid song. Yeah. Because like the whole thing is, you know, I don't know. This is gonna make me sound like fucking old. The basis of Babushka. Yes, thank you, Rombler. Thank you. It's gonna make me sound old. But do you remember? I don't know. Some of you are probably too young for this. Some of you might not be. But it used to be that in newspapers and magazines, there was like a page at the end, and you could be like, looking for love in Swindon. Worrisome in Wellington, or whatever, you know, like wherever part of the world you were. And then people would, yeah, Lonely Heart section. Exactly, thank you. And it used to be that thing. And so the premise of the song is literally that they're back and forthing in that, the personals. Yeah. It's such a fucking awful song. Turns out we were perfect to each other, and we try and cheat on each other to find out. Imagine not being adults about your fucking love life. Like, wow. Shaker, Rombler, is that it for this? Whenever I think of the Lonely Heart section, I think of Bottom and Rick Mail reading out some of the ads. Yes, dude. Well, I told you, they've been airing, like, Bottom episodes, and I was like, yeah. Whoever was on the 90... Oh, my God. So, like, Rombler, that was one of those things. So, there's a paper in the UK, right? There's a paper in the UK that's called, like, the Metro. Which is like a daily paper, Monday to Friday. And what Rombler's written was like specifically the kind of things. And we're talking up until the last couple of years, it was like exactly that.
It's going to be a girl, so I apologise. Whoever was on the 912 from Euston with a magazine and a coupon, I was the blonde staring at you, longingly. Call me.
And you're like, damn. This video of Kate Bush performing Babushka on some local access television. Oh, I love that. Babushka, 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 yeah, yeah. It was basically it's that. Yeah. But it was one of those weird things where you're like, if you were reading it and you happened to either look like the person described, you were like, you saw Kate Bush live on her last tour. What? Tremendous. It's, you know, we were talking about this the other day. Like, I just don't remember not hearing Kate Bush in our house. It's a hell of a further having a cap. It is. I mean, the thing is, like, you know, my dad likes to brag on he's like, I saw Jimi Hendrix play. And I'm like, fuck you, man. Fuck you so much. My friend was a member of the fan site, so he got the tickets at face value rather than 1,000. Oh, jeez. Do you know? It just reminded me of this dumbass TikTok. Yes. So Shaker Rombler, are we done with this ending? A lot of people have cute bums on the 912. My brother was apparently certain he'd never heard Running Up the Hill till he searched his own library and found that he recorded the version he'd recorded off me. Well, so like, and okay, I'm gonna sound like a fucking. It just thinks I think it just expects you to restart. Okay, sweet, thank you. So it's funny because, you know, like, all these kids, bless them, who allegedly shocked by Kate Bush and Running Up the Hill being a fucking jam. Imagine when they find the placebo version. Because, like, that's a fucking jam as well. A lot of people would say, so bums must have done a lot of self-reflection. Shit, I didn't do my crunches. A lot of people hit the Stairmaster. I took a long, hard look at myself in the mirror that day. I knew I needed to do the work. Right, what ending is this? Because, right, is this the whiteboard ending? I think that I hear the placebo version in bars every now and then. Yeah, it's very, very good. Very, very good. I do need to do my bumps of steel. I'm moving my booty, you can't see. It does look odd, right? I feel like this is the whiteboard ending. Anyway, back to lurking to avoid spoilers. No worries, Snedders. We love you. No worries, my friend. No worries. Yeah, I feel like, is this it? No, I was thinking of a remix. Oh, interesting. But the Placebo one. But like, you know, Placebo is a band that I didn't realise I liked as much as I did. And then I realised I had like 4 albums or something. And then I was like, oh yeah, shit. And then I went back and re-listened to a load. Like I just played the albums randomly, and I was like, okay, these are fucking bops, man. What's the appeal of that band? I think if you get away from like, I think if you listen beyond the stuff that you heard on the radio, I think you need to dip into albums. Honestly, I think like there are some really good songs. It's kind of like a background. Placebo. Excuse me. Hold on, let me check my phone. While they're talking, they're taking place at the other band, so more effective. I mean, right, so let me specifically say that. Yeah, no, and listen, you do you. I mean, I'm just saying to you, like, what happened with me is I was like, I'd forgotten about certain albums. And I was like, you know what? This is kind of fucking good. Yeah. See, yeah, Stu, the self-titled one is pretty good. What are the other ones I got? Hold on. So self-titled's got Come Home, Teenage Angst, Hang on to Your IQ, which is a good song. 36 Degrees, those are all good songs. Sleeping with Ghosts, I quite like. Plasticine is a good song. Without You, I'm Nothing's got, again, some good stuff. Yeah, you see, the thing is, those are the 3 albums that I would gravitate towards. But I think, kind of let it just do its own thing. Like everyone did do you know Placebo does a good cover? Yeah, I know that. I know that. Yeah, Without You, I'm Nothing. Yeah, is a good album. I think that's the thing. I think get away from... Like, that was a selling point. But I think if you just let it play in the background... If you're not, like... I find it hooks you. That's my feeling, anyway. It's a bit like Portishead. You can listen to Portishead pretty much any time. Right, new rooms. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, so this is the whiteboard ending. Apparently.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he'd coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh fuck, I missed it. I think I've missed the ending. Well, Billy Corgan. This is already open.
Here's the door, just go. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Oh, sweet. Okay, nice. So it saves me time of doing that. So Shaker was saying I can jump off the edge.
Room packed with television screens. What
Where?
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors
The Chromatics, who did part of the soundtrack for Drive, did a great run out Bear Hill cover. Nice. It wasn't on Wikipedia. But then I don't like Pearl Jam much for the vocals either. Really? Oh my gosh. I quite like Pearl Jam. Yeah, exactly. Oh, where can my baby be?
Of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of
Why is that my go-to?
Reduced to images on a screen.
Why is that my go-to Pearl Jam song? Fuck.
Eternally monitored in this
What does that say about me?
Where freedom meant nothing.
No, Jill. Why that song?
This mind control.
It's not a happy song.
Horrible to believe it
Axl Rose can get in the bin. Yeah,
Had
yeah.
Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
spoken.
No, he refused to believe it.
It's a super
couldn't
sad song.
accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Yeah, Jill, I
Wasn't
genuinely
it?
like
Was it even
somehow
possible?
that is
Had he
always my
truly
Pearl Jam
spent his
go-to.
entire life utterly blind to the world.
Spoken.
Here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Yes,
Controls
and the funny thing is
labeled
then
with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking,
on
eating, working,
like Family Guy
all of it
and Ted,
monitored and
they
commanded
mocked it as
from
well,
this
and obviously
very place. And as the cold
Alex
reality of
and
his
like
past
Seth worked on
began
Mad
to sink
TV.
in, Stanley decided that this machine.
Black is such a good song. She's of empty canvas,
Blackness and a rising
untouched
chill of
sheets
uncertainty.
today.
Was it over?
I was obsessed with Black.
He had won.
Yeah,
He had
I was
defeated
obsessed
the
with that
machine,
song.
Unshackled himself from someone else's
Yeah, see now,
command.
a lot of people said that
Freedom
about
was
old
mere
Chad.
moments away. And yet, even as the immense door
Like
slowly
his,
opened, Stanley reflected.
there's
on
a
how
running
many
joke
puzzles
that
still
Canada
lay
got
unsolved.
grunge
Where had his
in the early
co-workers
2000s, which is why you got
How had he
Nickelback,
been
which I
freed
think
from
is
the machine's
hilarious and
grasp?
also offensive to
What
our
other
Canadian
mysteries
friends.
did
We love
this
you,
strange
Canadians.
building hold?
But
as
that cracked me
sunlight
up. I was
streamed
like,
into the
shit.
chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or
Chode
even
Queen.
power that he had been
Look at this
seeking,
graph.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Oh man.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever
Look at
life
his
he
photograph.
lives, it will be.
Make a laugh.
And
If
that
Ghost
was
were here,
all
there's a
he
50%
needed to
chance
know.
he'd confirm.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
I love it.
Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool
Yeah, I was
breeze upon
obsessed
his skin,
with Black.
the
And
feeling of liberation.
you know, like the line was
immense
like, I know someday you'll have a
possibility
beautiful
of
life.
the new
I know
path
you'll
before
be
him.
the sun in somebody
This
else's
was
sky.
exactly the way,
Ugh.
right now, that
I was
things
so
were meant
fucking...
to happen.
Look at me being edgy about people who
Stanley
don't feel the same way about me. Quit shitting on Nickelback. That's literally as white as I go for my music. Yeah. Thank you, Jill. Oh, my God. Like... It's blue again. Right. What are we looking for? What room are we looking for?
All of his co-workers were
426, it
gone.
said.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
The
Perhaps he
whiteboard
had simply
ending!
missed a memo.
Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Dog mode. Just put me on the graph. I mean, we need dog mode, right? That's it. Okay, hold on. Listen. You're just making him laugh, making him bark. Ah, Aluko. There you go. I got to leave it on. Okay. Do we become Doge? Imagine. We could just be a dog. Oh, look how good that boy is. He's a good boy. Yeah, good boy. We just closed the door. Is that it? So it says, interacting with the special box makes the dog bark. No new narrator dialogue or optional bucket endings. So there's no bucket ending for this. So we got this ending. Okay, right. So we've done the out of map. We need to do the heaven one. So Rumbler, you were saying we need the one that says input. We need to do it a couple of times. So we've done the left door ones. We've done the escape pod. We've done the press conference. We've done the museum ending. Yes. Have we done the bottom of the facility? It's possible to climb on the chair. Oh, okay, we'll do that one. We'll do that one next. That's how we do that one. Fine. So we can get that ending while doing this. You just carry on from here, I think. Sweet.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
So
doors,
if we do all of
he
this...
entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Thank you,
to
Shaker.
his boss's office.
I mean, I'll do it next time. Ugh.
Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door. Yes, we are Doge. Did you hear the barks? When I press the button, we bark. This is so ridiculous. I love it. Okay. Take a shit in the lift. I already did, mate. Oh, you meant here. Understood. Hump something. Let's do this.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control
Annual.
Facility.
Hashtag make Annual global. Listen, I know Nagy was here earlier, and he's probably fallen asleep or something. But can we petition him? Ah, my eye.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret
Yeah,
did
so I
this
can make
place
that more global.
hold? Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mine
God,
control
wow.
facility. Welcome. You
I
see,
was
back
concerned
when
that
the
this
Stanley
game had
Parable
nothing else
first
to give
launched
me.
in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mine control facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during
Near,
development.
far,
And you all sent us lots of
wherever
photos of it on
and
Twitter
why,
and acted very
I
superior about it.
believe
And you're
that
all
the
very,
Doge
very
must
clever. Good for you.
go
Anyway,
on.
when it
I'd be a
came time
Sharpay.
to
I don't
update
know.
the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of
My
ours.
eyes were
So
really like
here
stingy.
you go. New content.
Oh,
You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game.
Hey, Gamochi,
It's a
how you doing?
secret that's
Good to see
just
ya.
for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mine Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. Should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you.
oh my god.
I believe in your ability to cross
I could
the
genuinely believe
barrier
this as
and chase your
a song from the
dreams.
80s. Let me tell you about the Stanley Parable.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you
did
did
it.
it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
Some one-hit
Good
wonder
job, you did it.
in the
Good job, you
80s.
did it. Good job,
Gamochi, it's good to see you. I hope you're good.
Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it. Good job, you did it.
It has, yeah, it's got tones of that, like Ernie Bowie. The songs that it sounds like a song that he gave away. Sounds like you're with Iggy Pop on vocal. Exactly. So messed up. I want you here. Thanks, dude. This is for all my praise kinkers out there. Okay, so we've done bottom of the mind control facility. Let's see what we get.
Why'd she get mad? Was she mad about the
Wait,
radar?
where's she coming from? Oh, shit.
Stunner! Where'd she go?
Devour is a scurry game.
Stunner!
Oh shoot, I'm done.
Oh my god.
She got you? She got you?
Oh shit,
Like,
A little bit, I think.
okay, we stunned her.
oh my god, Devour. Wow. You get Dora Explorer vibes. Okay, dearie.
Someone was following Stanley.
Okay,
He was
dear.
sure of it.
Okay.
If he checked over his shoulder,
Yeah,
now,
Gamochi, that
he
is
would
a
surely
quality
catch them.
clip.
It was only a matter of time.
Right, so we're only turning on the input ones. I'm super scared. I mean, like, I've seen Devour being played. I want no part of it. So, you're braver than me. Right. Awaiting input. So we're going to press this one. That's one. It's better than the one that played for me in Clumsy stream yesterday. Which one played yesterday?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So do we begin the game again? So Gamochi, at the moment, in this, we're looking for endings. So we've done, like, a lot of the main ones. You can just restart. Thank you.
Wait, Stanley thought to
I
himself.
thought so.
Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is
There's
that
me, Deadpan,
possible?
looking at
They
main
never
battle.
stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Stu. Because I got told you couldn't say it with a straight face. So you're like, mind battle. Right. So we begin the game again. I see what we're happening. What we're happening? Wow. What
All of
now?
his co-workers were gone.
Meinen Buttenhosen.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, there's none in here. So yeah, we're specifically looking for endings, because we've done most of them. We've done a lot of like the main stuff.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Yeah,
the
so
meeting room.
the
Perhaps
balloons
simply missed a memo.
in one of the earlier run-throughs, we then got the balloons, and it's all like part of the new content thing. Nope, not that one, not that one. Okay. In the game again. So cute. Pika Pika. Pikachu.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Right, so none of these
What could it
have
mean?
this.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
It's always there,
Perhaps
just
he had simply
moves.
missed a memo.
Ah, okay. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. To Pacific.
When
Pacific.
Stanley
Oh,
came to
jeez.
a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
Specific
left.
PCs. I forgot how to say words.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to
So,
his
should there
boss's
be
office.
another one at one of these stages then?
Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door. Yes, wait. Oh, fuck. Okay, alright. We go again then. Sorry, my bad. My bad. But yeah, do you know, it's
Just a step
really
through
funny.
this
I
door,
love
Stanley
when
thought
people are
to
playing
himself,
like things
that's
like...
all I need.
so
If
it's
I
not
can
going to be in
make
here,
it
it's
through
going to be
this
further
door,
up.
I can make
yeah.
it through them all.
Why is it not... Jess, why is it not playing your walking sound? I mean, I don't expect you to answer. Damn lag. Yeah, no, you're all good. The hell? Why isn't that working for Jess? Jess, how are you? Does the bot not realise that you're here? No. So when Jess comes in, there should be a particular walk-in. Because the clouds hate me. No! Jess, don't say that. Squall is the worst. Why is that not? Fashion Jess. Yes. Yes.
Troy and Abed in the morning. Nice. Welcome back, all you night owls.
Troy, why don't we open up the phone lines?
Talk to us, lonely hearts.
We got Jeff W. calling.
Hello?
Hey, Jeff, what's your question?
Who is this?
Great question. We're us.
You guys, it's 3 in the morning. I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah, that should have worked. Yeah. Yeah. Ah well. We'll get it working. We'll get it working, don't worry. But there you go. That's what it is. That's Jess's walk-in. Try and Abed in the morning. Nights. Just specially for you. I'm gonna play your walking sound with Troy and Abed too.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single
You're
person
welcome.
here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief,
I'm not moving
Stanley
on.
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I love Community. Never watched the final season. Yeah, it's not. Right. So where is the next one?
Here's the door. Just go.
The final season is tough. Is especially for you. This game is hilarious. I love it so much. At one point we were barking like a dog today. So where is the next computer then? ¿Dónde está en la biblioteca Moneca?
Stanley walked
Mi
straight
llamo
ahead through the
T-Bone.
large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, no, I think the final season of Community is just outside the office. What? So we got the oh, in here, yeah. So we got one more left, right? We did the one in the first one, the second one, then we did the one at the receptionists, and then there should be one more. I don't know.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I stopped a certain character went out. Certain Star Trek character.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Yeah, yeah.
Eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Yeah, for me, it definitely changed
This mind
when they left.
facility, it was too horrible.
No, you're fine. I was like, for a second, I was like, what?
Had Stanley really been
Why
under
is it
someone's
heart
control
reading
all this
rainbow?
time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Geothermal escapism.
No,
I think is the last
to
one.
believe it. He couldn't
Or was one of his
accept
last
it.
ones.
His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable.
Wherever
Was it even
love
possible? Had he truly
believe
spent his entire life
Jordy
utterly
will
blind to the world?
go on.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
It'll be one of
Controls
these. It'll
labeled
be one of
with
these.
Emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working.
No, Joe, I think you're
all
right.
of it monitored and commanded from
I
this
think you're right. I
world.
think it's going to be on one of
And as
these.
the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again
It's
exert
gotta be on one
its
of these, right?
terrible power over another human life. For
It's going to be on one of these,
would
surely.
dismantle the controls once and for all.
No, Joe, I think you're right. It should be there. The Reading Rainbow. Oh, okay. Sorry. And the episode where Troy is rocking back and forth. Yeah. I love it. He's like, why did he have to be? I didn't want to meet him. He knew. Yeah, I love it. Sorry, I'm being very silly. It's so good. It's honestly, it's one of my favorite shows. I do think the later seasons are yeah. Right, is it one of these? No. Such a gem age, indeed. I feel like it should be here. Where is it? The thing is, and it's not to say that there aren't, like, Paget Brewster's in it. So, like, of course, she's just tremendous. But it feels like there's too much missing that they try and replicate, and it just doesn't have the same vibe. Should be here, right? I'd expect it to be here. Nope, don't see it there. Like, do I do all of them before it, or
the source
no?
of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
This says you gotta interact with those screens. Final screen will replace Stanley's monitor. Oh, do we restart? Is that what we're doing? Stanley's? No.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, let's double check
What
these.
Could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No
Okay,
matter how
we need
hard
one
Stanley
more.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Okay, I see. Just want to check if there's another one. So we'll go up to the office. We'll see if there's the button there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't know.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yes, I know.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
let's go.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
There we go. No, so that's off. Go through the door.
Here's the door, just go.
Here's the door. Okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So we're going through here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
So
What
Shaker, if
horrible
you're
secret
speedrunning
did
it, are you
this
just
place
jumping off?
hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he?
Like, would you just jump off here or not? Do you know?
He have the strength to find out.
Yeah, just making sure none of those are lit up.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee
Existence is
in the building.
paused.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many
Just held.
individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job?
Existence.
That his
Is it
emotions
Ethan
had been
Hawke?
manipulated to accept it blindly?
Is it Ethan Hawke? Like, because I remember that being in like
He
the back of
refused
comics.
to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
Or
His
in
own
comic, you know,
life
like
in
you
someone
buy a
else's
comic and they
control?
advertise the movie on the back.
Never. It was unthinkable.
So
Wasn't
strange.
it? Was it even possible? Had he truly
Shake my
spent
head.
his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
Right, so any of these
Controls labeled
now
with
my
emotions.
computer or no?
Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
Look, launches
and as
buckets
the
of
cold
machines.
reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would
Jude
never
Law.
again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he...
Swizz is watching something, not Stranger Things,
blackness.
that has running up that hill in the background, and I'm like...
Was it over? Yes.
Let me steal this moment from you now.
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he...
Like, that's not giving us any... Hold on. Trophy Tracker is saying we are 63%.
been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries?
Late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, yeah.
As sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And
it's like, do you remember Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow?
Perhaps the only thing
which
worth knowing.
Visually, it was a fantastic idea, but it's not a fantastic movie.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
Like, isn't that
the immense possibility of the new path before him?
Isn't it entirely green screen?
Was exactly
wasn't it? Was it one of the first
right
ones to do that?
That things were meant to happen, and Stanley.
It had good bits in. I love the question mark. It had moments. It starred people. I love that. Yeah, it had people. It was a film. Yay! Okay. Yay, we did it. We got the ending. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. He gave it 4 out of 4. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. You are my chosen child. And if I only could make a deal with God and get him to swap our places. I love the noises in the background. We did it. Let's push buttons. What? Let me turn off that voice. It's gotten 70%. Really? Interesting. Yeah, so what I would say is it definitely had a visual style. And it is a cool, like, it does look good. It's a bit like Scanner Darkly. I don't feel like anybody else remembers that movie, but, like, it's very difficult to watch. But it's a good film. But it just is quite jarring to see. Yeah, it's a good film. But I know that, like, a lot of people were like, oh, I can't watch this. Because it tracks in a weird way. But, you know, like, I think that's one of those movies that now, if that came out now, ooh, yeah, it is kind of like you watch it and then it's done. Yeah, the rotoscoping, exactly, yeah. Yeah. And that's the, see, now I think, you know, like, it's a little bit like, yeah, I am, people did, Twitch not send me notifications.
No! Everything will be just fine.
Yeah, so, like, it's a bit like, and again, listen, I know we've got varying ages in chat, so I don't want to make an assumption, but, like, I know with MDB, but at least you're here now, so don't worry about it. It's okay. MDB, you're here now, and that's what's important. Like, when Blair Witch came out, there were loads of people who were like, oh, I watched Blair Witch and it made me sick. And it's like, yes, because there's a bunch of people who suffered from motion sickness and they had never seen that in a movie. So it really threw them and then they felt like sick. And it made them feel like rough. It wasn't that the movie was so scary it made them throw up, but then there were stories in the papers that people left to throw up. People were throwing up in the aisle. No, it's because they had motion sickness. Don't make out like that movie's that scary. Honestly, I was bored for the entire fucking movie. Blair Witch. I was bored the entire movie, and then at the end, I was like, okay, it gets interesting. And that's what made people sick. But they made out like this. The movie was so scary that it made people vomit. They were like, no, people couldn't handle the movie. It was too scary. They were thrown up in the aisle. You're like, no, they just weren't used to it. I think it's the same thing with Rotoscope. With Scanner Darkly, I think if you saw it, like Jill's saying, it's a great thing to see, and you're like, shit, this is cool. But it's kind of watch it once. It can be a bit rough. I think some people would really off-put. It's, you know, like, let's not lie. It was stupid. Yeah, exactly. Like, there was a long time where if people knew a movie was subtitled, they'd be like, I'm not going. I remember Crouching Tiger, and people being like, somebody in the cinema I was in was like, I've got to fucking read. I've got to read subtitles? What the fuck? 28 Days Later, sequel, they use it for the trailer. Yeah. Well, same. So the thing is, like, I used to watch, I had a really bad TV that was like a hand-me-down. Like 3 generations or whatever, something ridiculous. It was too big. Like I had to manually turn the channels. But the one benefit I had though is it actually had subtitles. So quite often, because the sound wouldn't work, I'd have subtitles on. Yeah, like honestly, the amount of times I find it really useful. I find it great for YouTube videos as well. That like sometimes I don't have time to sit there and watch. Or sit there and listen. I'd rather just read. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, we're pressing buttons. MDB, we're pressing buttons. How are you today? How's your day been? We've been quiet on the old GIF front today. You're always watching subtitles because DVD audio mixes. Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, do you know what, Rumbler? That's a really funny thing that you mentioned that. So we've been having problems with our it's not a problem with our TV. Oh my gosh, your hair is down. It is. Baton. Dominus Spiritus Batonus. Yeah, Rumbler, so, and Jill, you're not wrong. Baton. Yeah, so, our TV does 5.1. But it's had problems, because what it's doing is it tries its best to, so stuff that is in 5.1 sounds great. But stuff that isn't in 5.1 just sounds fucking, like, some stuff will be really quiet, and then there'll be music and it'll be too loud, and you're like, TV, I get that you're trying to help me, but you're actually making it worse. And then, like, some stuff will be really fucking loud right off the bat, and you're just like, I don't know what to do. So I'm struggling at the moment. I don't want it to change it per input. So I got a phone call? Okay, well tell them that my hair's down, and you need to stay. No, you answer that phone. Yeah, auto. You're tweaking the auto amp. Yeah. See, the thing is, I've been playing around with the settings because it's been bothering me. It's funny. It just goes up and down. And it's interesting because there's a load of content. So if content's not been made for HD, it seems problematic. Like it's up and down. Any +1 channel or any channel that isn't HD is like, oh my god. Button.
I'm gonna press the button.
Button. Tim Burton. Tim Burton. Tim Burton. Button. Like that, yeah, tomatoes, spiritus, bottles. But it sounds like I'm saying butt-ace. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. It's quite visually pleasing. This is the whole ending as far as I know. Okay, sweet. Begin the game again. Okay, let's recap the endings. Because I think these were the ones who were missing. So, the Reluctance ending we've done. Heaven ending. So there's no... If you do the bucket, there's no difference to that. Out of map we've done. We've done the whiteboard ending. We've done the insane ending. Escape pod, we've done both versions. Press conference we've done. Museum we've done. Bottom of the mind control facility we just did before. Countdown ending we've done today. Freedom ending. The confusion ending. They call me Fancy Bone, 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 Bone. Fancy Bone, Bone. I'm good, Z. How you doing? And can I just say, like, I've been loving Z's content because Z's just been having fun. You know, like, if that doesn't say to you, like, if you're a content creator, like, seeing somebody just have fun, like, you see how much they do, you know, like, it's infectious, man. Z, I've been loving that. I know you guys have been up late, but I've been appreciating it, man. And I love it. Yeah, exactly. And Z's been playing Apex. I know Hato's in there. I forget who else is playing with you. I'm blanking on the name. Put that bitch in it.
What? What? What?
Yeah, like, just is the sheer pleasure of somebody just enjoying a game. It's great. It's great, man. I'm good, dude. Yeah, and VR as well. It can vary a lot. I tend to pirate the latest movie size for even films. Audio only in some cases because better audio encoding. Yes! Yes. Like, it's alright, because some stuff we can get in, like, 4K. And then that looks great, but... Right, we're going to try and do...
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Doing cool and enjoying it. Dude, exactly. And that's what I'm saying, like, I know you taking some time to think about it, be like, right, I'm going to strip this back and do all these kind of things, and, you know, we talk about the stuff that you do with, like, the Aurum board and all those kind of things, but just you guys laughing and joking is just fantastic. Been on the same shit. Dude, yeah, exactly, I'm just trying to enjoy myself, man. And I love that you guys are just hanging out and we're just vibing. Right. Oh, okay, have we done the confusion engine? Okay, we're gonna try and do this now, right? I think we haven't done this before. So Z, in this game, we're just trying to find different endings, man. Right, so... Also, not gonna lie, Z-Scared is just the best. we did it, right? Okay. Yeah, no, we did. Jill, you're right. Have we done the adventure line? So how do we trigger the adventure line? Because I don't think we've done that. Okay, so we need to do the confusion ending. Right, I don't think we did the adventure line. Right, so we need to do the confusion ending to get the adventure line. So, you play a dude who may or may not be Stanley. They tell you to do stuff, and it's like, go left, and then you can deliberately go right. And like, by design, it's just like weird stuff. It's a bizarre game, man. It's tough to explain. You kind of just need to play it, and you'll be like, what the fuck? So we've had loads of endings. Right, so what we did, confusion ending. We're going to go through the office. So we should have gone right. Fuck, did we go right? No. Did we go right? No, we're going to go right.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
the narrator's telling us to go right. Left, sorry, and we're going to go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
well. So, like, he'll do shit like
Perhaps
that.
he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
So there'll be a lot of, like, the narrator picks on you and says some shit. Yeah, it's a game about choices, exactly. Yeah.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
It's alright, we're going to go this way.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to
take the elevator and go down.
And got back on track.
Right, so we're going to start this ending. So what we've had is, like, there's a whole joke about this being an old game and then them giving you, like, new content. So the game is called...
didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about.
Like, at the moment, it's saying Stanley Parable 3. What was the title? A Touch of Humanity or something like that? A Pinch of Humanity. So it was mid-Hades, just to agree. It's goddamn joyous. Exactly, dude.
Even
exactly.
further off track. So
thank you
now
for
in order
giving
to
us
get back, he
shout
needed
out.
to go,
Okay, so he's going to lose track.
From here, it's, left.
Okay. Follow it. So we're following a path.
Oh, no, it's to the right. My mistake.
A pinch of humanity.
No, not the right. Why would I have?
Yeah, you're right. We did start. We definitely started
what
this one.
Was I thinking? It's clearly. Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
A pinch of huge manatees.
Right, left, down, left.
There you go. A prince of huge manatees.
Yep. Okay. Yes, I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna do this. He'll restart the game and not to get lost. Okay. So, regardless of the player's action, the narrator will restart the game and advise players not to get lost. The reset is going to become a recurring theme for this ending part, so it's important for the player to stay focused. Okay. Right, we're going to go down here. Okay.
No. This isn't right at all.
So he's going to say...
Here yet. This is all
we're going to arrive at this. There'll be 6 doors. All lead back to the original room. And then we'll restart. Then there'll be the 2 doors. And all the doors will vanish. And then there'll be a new hallway. Okay. Right, so we're going to try and follow this.
Spoiler! Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
Yeah.
How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Yeah, so that's going to be the restart.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
So we can go whichever way we want, and then he'll...
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So the new content door isn't there because we're technically...
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something
Okay, so we
change?
got the 6 doors.
Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then.
Okay.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
I jump out the window.
Let's
Dude, we
find
jumped out the
story.
window. That was an ending we've done. Right, so now it doesn't matter which door we choose. We're going to pick any door. We did that before. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
So I think he's going to do that
I find
now,
it
right?
unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay, so he's going to reset.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, so he's going to do that.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I think we should be on the confusion stuff. Know how to draw with. Yeah, we'll just have to figure out more. Okay, this is good.
Yep, it's worse.
Right.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Right, so we're going back this way now.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Okay.
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's
This is a
head
dead
back
end.
the other way and retrace our steps.
Like, now.
Now this...
Okay, we
Well,
haven't
I'll be
done this
honest,
bit
I don't
before.
recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so.
Yeah, this is new.
I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely
love that-
forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
You win!
Put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Thank you.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is.
So we're about to do the
I don't
adventure
care
line.
What might happen this time, I have to restart.
I think. Yeah! Okay, so we've not done this. This is new to us. Okay. Okay, cool. We're gonna do this then.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Gonna follow the line. Okay. Okay, all of this is new to us.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself?
My dude's having an existential crisis.
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
The narrator smelled weird, a pretty weird when he got back from his lunch. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, like, just the silliness of this. I love the swinging ball. Your ringtone. I love that. I love that it's your ringtone. Monthly ledgers. Corporate balances. Consolidation reports. I love that we've just got in a massive circle. So because we're doing this ending, I'm following it as close.
Got the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay. Okay. Count the leaves. Okay.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
There are many like it, but this one's Stanley. Or something. There's nothing important about that. Right. I love this.
Oh, no.
We're back here.
Again, Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Okay. Do we follow the adventure line again? Right, off we go.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something
we
exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Sure.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Like, we're now in a room or a corridor where it seemed like there was no end.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
So we're not following the line? Is that right? We're ignoring the line now?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How
Line go home,
we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere at the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic.
Fair enough.
Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
The confusion ending.
Hold up, what's this?
Deviate from maintenance room.
Ending.
End up in monitor room. Narrator restarts the game.
That's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Oh
so
my
now,
god.
according to
I just saw the eighth
schedule,
ending.
I restart again.
There's no longer an office, simply
just
black
supposed
space,
to
wander the
forget?
blackness, find a bookstore, get
Well, what if I
bored,
don't
and
want to
leave.
forget? My mind
Narrator's
goes
gone after a
blank
long time,
simply
Stanley
because it's
dies.
written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
See, like, look at
How
this.
would we even
He
know?
forgets.
Will
Stanley attempts to
someone come
play.
for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What was that noise?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so that is the end of the confusion. So the adventure line will pop up randomly, is what it's saying. We've seen Stanley survive the past the end of time. Yeah, exactly. So I think it's saying that is the end. That is the end. And then the adventure line will randomly pop up. We shouldn't die then. Not this time, no. Have we done the vent ending? So we've done that. We've done... Have we done the vent ending? I think we have. So I think we're running out of endings. I don't know what else we haven't done. Because we've seen the epilogue. The vent ending. Did we do the vent ending? I think we did when we were looking for the thing. 25? 20-something, roughly.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct.
I mean, I'll
to
go
the
this way
meeting
because
room,
I'm not sure
and
if we have.
Stanley
I
knew it
thought we
perfectly
have.
Well, perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
No, well, that's the joke, Jill.
Wow, Yes.
So we collected
this
6,
room.
and then there
But
were more
eager
than
to get
6.
Back to business, Stanley
And
took
then
the
they made a
first
fuss about
open
there being
door
more
on
than
his
6.
left.
And then it made a joke about just keep on collecting them and who knows what will happen. So we're now on like 25 out. So the number we get is 25 out of 6.
It's incredible he wasn't fired
Or
years
20
ago.
something out of 6. We done the vent ending?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun.
Okay.
So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had
You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now I've become sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
Okay. Okay, so is that another one done? There's been 4th not on bag. True. You're not wrong. I'm not sure how many endings we've got left. I think we're the phone ending we've done. Or have we? We done the phone one?
Just a step through this door, Stanley.
Oh, because I think we unplugged the phone. I don't think we've done the phone one properly.
If I can make it through this door, I can make it through them all.
Well, let's go and do the phone one in case we haven't done that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee
I think at this point in
first,
time we are
just to
now.
admire it.
Did you meet your wife?
The lounge was
No.
sublime, a work of art.
I think that's this one, isn't it?
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
If you haven't, you didn't do it properly. I don't think I did. Yeah, I don't think I've
Stanley
done
was
that.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Right, so we'll do this.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for, this is it, Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her
so we'll
back
go
into
here.
your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha.
No, we hadn't seen that one.
Did you actually think you had a loving wife? who'd want to commit their life to you?
Wow.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen this.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back.
Yeah, we
to
hadn't
work.
done this.
One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further.
Triangle to spend time
He
with the
imagined that he
boys.
came to 2 open doors and
man.
that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations.
Oh.
Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Press square to tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
Tell your wife that you love
all
her.
he's doing
She
is pushing the
disappears.
same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen
Oh my
to
God.
me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please. Oh, damn. Is that, so that's the phone ending? Wow. The sequel is now paused. I think so. I think we've done a load of the endings that I had in there. Did you do that with a bucket? No. Yes, Jill. Good shout.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. Now this, Stanley,
Right, let's
thought
go
to
do that.
himself, this is a bucket. And indeed it was. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left.
Right, so let's go and do
back
this.
to the meeting room.
And then I think we'll do some
Don't go to the
Gartic
meeting room.
to
Go
wrap up.
somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Good,
said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was
I
speaking.
forgot about that voice.
It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Right, off we go.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
Okay.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend.
Oh no!
And then, very distressingly,
I
he
think
began
we
to
have
believe
done
the
this.
bucket could speak to him.
Joe, I think we have done this. I think somehow I've done it with the bucket, but not without the bucket. Because then it's like it goes through a load of endings here. Yeah, I think we've done this for sure. I don't know how did I manage that? No, you're fine. There's no need for. Oops, you're all good. No, you're fine. Honestly, at this point in time, I'm like, I want to make sure we get all the endings. So there you go. A whisper of the human condition is what we have. The car's there again.
This is the story of a...
Oh, that's interesting. So this will be like immediately that. Baton. There you go. Welcome Stanley to heaven. It's all the buttons. Yes, I did that one as well, yeah. Because I think we originally unplugged the phone. And then I did the phone unplugged with the bucket. And then I did the phone... I did the phone with the bucket because we were like, oh yeah, we'll do that. Right? I mean, honestly, I can't see where else. What else I haven't done. Yeah, same. I think that's all of them. Wow. Okay. I mean, Stanley Parable, you've been amazing. Did the baby both ways? Yep. Yeah. So let's end with some Gartic, I think. Says I think there's a number of trophies I need to do. So the speed run. I think there's a couple others I need to pick up. I think, for the time being, yeah, I need to look back at those because I know there's some where I'm like, oh, okay, this is how I do that. So let me put it that way. Let's do this. We'll do some Gartic on stream. One will take you 10 years. Oh, I did that one. I did it in a creative way. You know, I just thought, nah. I was like, how do I do this? There we go. Let's F11 this. I got 5 the real way. Shit. Let's do it. Let's see what gems we get from this thing. Bone. Bone! Teddy bear. I've got nothing right now. Train. Bus. Bus. Book. Classroom. Good job. What is that? Remote. TV remote. I was tempted to be like, look what she's doing. No, it's fine. Good job. Nice. Is it a papaya? Is that what I'm thinking of? What's that? What is that one? That looks like a remote. Remote control? Ah, jeez, they wanted it to be remote control. We got one more to fire? House fire? Prickly pear? Left? Jeez. Eclipse? It's not how you spell eclipse. Eclipse? There you go. Kayak? Nice. Toilet paper. Good job, team. Good job. We go again. I hate that there's a delay for you guys. Right, let's go again. What we got? Yeah, and it's like it's really sucky because like you put it on low latency and it still does it, you know? Pigtail. Blinds. Swan. Duck. 1 2 seconds. Oh, really? Factory. Yeah. Swiss roll. Nice. I couldn't think what that was. Grapes. Wine. Rhino. Yeah. Hold on. Is it one in BBQ or barbecue? Grill. Ah, okay. Wooden spoon? Wooden spoon. Buttons? Wrench? I don't understand. Is it like red grapes? Oh no, this is grapees. Oh, good job. Kakaroto. Bumper cars? Dodgems? Yeah, like what are those? What are those called? Arm hair? Ah, I mean we're through. Like Dodgems or Like, what are they called? Bumper cars, like... There's the only things that I know them as. Maybe it's like stupidly like crash or bump. You're like, come on, man. It was poorly drawn up. Don't you start. Yeah, it's a weird thing that like some of the spellings are it's so tough. What's that got to do with my knob? Pluck, pick, strings, net. Yeah, see, that's good logic. Fishing net, chimpanzee, monkey, oven glove, nightmare fuel, fly, bee, iris, and I don't want the world to see me, 'cause I don't think that they'd understand. When everything's meant to be broken, I just want you to know who I am. And I give up forever to touch you. Is that like, isn't that isn't that song like 20 years old or something? Somebody told me the other day, I was like, what the fuck? Balance. Scales. Wait. Open door. Okay, I'm over here singing along. And I'd give up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel it somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I've ever been. And I don't want to go home tonight, when all I can taste is this moment. Spice, that was just for you. Like, honestly, some of those things, yeah, it was out in the 90s. Was it 90s or early 2000s? I think it was early 2000s, you know. Hey Siri, when was Iris recorded?
Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls came out on the 31st of March 1998. 1990.
Holy shit. Holy fuck. Oh my god, wow. Baby bottle? I don't know why one of them, I was like, is that a nipple? Are we seeing a nipple? Are they finally doing a nipple in this? Paul? Yeah. Rolling pin? Yeah. Cow? Yep. Bat? Grasshopper? Ah, what's that? What's the light bug called? Fuck, light bug. That's not called a light bug. What's it called? Oh my god. Magnifying glass. Good job, team. Bandit. Glowworm. Yeah, thanks, dude. My brain was like, I can't remember what it is. Nail file? Yeah. We are through to the next round. Lick. Base. Ooh, say less. Glow. Thief. Teeth. Your teeth. Sink. Yeah. We're doing really well here. On. Remote. control. Nope. Skyscraper. Pineapple cake. Shower. I mean, we did really well. Good job, team. Good job. Flapjacks. Indeed. Pen, pineapple, apple, pen. Just now it's just like, list them off. Oh, I love it. Right. What we got? What we got? Letterbox. Air conditioning. Vent. I'm gonna have to look away from that one because otherwise I swear I'm just gonna get obsessed with one thing. Shell. Wind surfing. That looks like windsurfing. How is that not a hedgehog? Porcupine. Oh, FML, man. Tail. Ballerina. Luigi. Ladle. No, it's not a ladle. Sieve. How you spell it? No, it's not how you spell it. Sieve? Like, some of these people put proper effort into putting, like, vote? Ballot? Like, I said windsurf and it's not there, and I'm like, what the hell? Steak? Meditate? I mean... Is it fan? Oh, we're so close. We're so close, peeps. I don't think we're going to do it, though. Desk? I try and ballot? Voting? How is that not windsurfing? Dildo. Fuck this game! Do you know, the worst thing about this is, right? We love and hate this game in equal measure. Can you imagine if it's windsurf like that? Water sports? That reminds me of a TikTok I saw where somebody's like... they don't realize what they're saying. Got him! Yeah. They're like... I think they talk about it on stream and they're like... Somebody's like, why are you laughing? And they're like... That means something else. And they Google it and they're like, no, look. Here. It's got... Oh my god. Like, the second Google thing breaks them. It's fantastic. Fantastic. Right. We'll do one more, and then we'll do bye-byes. One more. One more. I don't know what is our highest score on this. Not Scooby-Doo, mate. Right, let's do this. What we got? Do it all. Yes. Well. I just made it home. You're home! No way! I see a rabbit. Bunny rabbit? Bunny rabbit? Is it a hare? Jeez, it's not that. Fan? Easter bunny. Fuck off. A baby? Is it a baby? Sweat. I don't know if you've seen the emote for sweat and what it actually looks like. Sploosh. Oh no, that didn't. Why didn't it like that? What happens if I do that? white bread, loaf of bread, slice of bread. It's just slice because fucking shit. Nighty. Cum tits. Only on the weekend. Bacon. Is it bacon? Is it peel? Yep. Cheerleader. Pom-poms. Is it pom-pom? What the fuck? Flower. Is it donkey? Horse and carriage. Tennis. Hey, ride. That's what people say about me. Hey, ride. I'm like, excuse you? We're a two-star chat. Let's all get in the shower. Yay! That's not the loofah. Third shot. Hang on, I got sliced. What the fuck? Yeah, do you know? I don't know why it does that. Sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? DVD player? Yeah, DVD. Look, I put DVD before Stu did, and it counted Stu's. What the fuck? Bug. That looked like a leafy bug. Worm. Caterpillar. On your chat, you put it first. Well, fuck you. So I creep. Yeah. Centipede. Of course it is. Is that a chook? A chick of the hen? A hen of the chick? It is. A glizzy? Is that middle one a glizzy? No. A hot dog. So the thing is, some of these that are written for this, you're like, how is that a thing? Like, it's not sausage. It's not wiener. That doesn't make any sense. Is it a dog? Are they just being really fucking painful about how they've done this? No. How do we... I remember that one being like, it's something silly, isn't it? Is that also slice? It's not slice. Archer, good job. I tried meditate, it was like, nah. But I think so, in terms of Stanley Parable on stream, I think we're probably done. We found a lot of endings. I think we've done all of them at this point. So lush. I appreciate that, thank you. I don't always feel like that. I'm like, yeah. And envy your volume. Thank you. All hail the new bush. A mousetrap. Good job. Are those gloves? Crutches. Okay, good. Gorilla. Contilla. Samadana. Salmonella. Flip. Flop. Yep. Skull. Bowling. Nice. Skull. Yeah. See, I thought drummer, but... is it drum... sticks? Calm? I don't know why I knew that was calm. Right, I'm hearing noise outside. It's bothering me. Give me 2 seconds, people. I'm just gonna quickly check something. Sorry, somebody having like a full-on argument, like outside my house. How we doing, peeps? Baby? A ball? We're so close. Lake? Oh. Minotaur. Nice. Nice. What the hell is that? A stag? Yeah, see, I thought that. A deer? One way. Blue cheese. Oh. But team, well done. We're going up to level 9. We skipped 2 levels. God damn. Well, I bumped my hand. Is that even right? Is that how you spell parakeet? We're at level 9. Yeah! Yeah, we are. Is that a chicken again? Like... No, it's not a chicken. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That's fine. I can live with that. A turkey. Thanksgiving. Shower again. Wing? A weird Pokeball. Trap? Is it just trap? It's just trap. A cockerel? Yeah. Rooster. Jeez. Is it a vest? Yeah, it's a vest. They're just being really annoying. PC. Computer. Wi-Fi. Router. No, that's not how you spell it. Router. Good job. The fuck? It must be like a matter of seconds. Time. No. Oh no! Rain. No, not raid. Rain. Catwalk is going to be one of them. No! How many roads must a man walk down before they call him a man? Let me tell you that the answer, my friend, is a blowing in the wind. The answer is a blowing in the wind. There we go. I think that's a good place to wrap. We're going to put you on this screen. Flip store handle, fuck. You guys. Thank you, dude. I don't even know who we're going to raid yet, but I appreciate that. Let's close this. Let's see who we got. Oh, I mean, so many good people playing so many good games. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for this. This has been fun. I tell you what, it happens a lot, but we love Laura, so let's go and raid and see Laura because she's playing Hades. And what's not to love about Laura? And what's not to love about Hades? Hades nuts. Let's do it. I'd rather take you places that I know I can trust the streamer. I like to try new places, but I know occasionally, sometimes it goes differently. Let the chaos begin. As Stu shared before, there are 2 raid messages. The first one was for subs, the second one's for non-subs. Thank you everybody for hanging out. This has been fun. And we found pretty much all the endings of... sometimes we're all going there anyway. Exactly. Thank you for going through the endings of Stanley Parable. I'd like to say I think we're done with that game on stream. I think we'll find some other stuff. I'll be back on Sunday. So I think everybody have a wonderful... One's for sub, one for DMs. One for DOMs. That's for later. Gosh. I love you guys. Thank you so much. This has been tremendous as always. If you want to. You can be a soft DOM. A soft sub. Whatever works for you. I don't know any terminology. Shut up. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll catch everybody on Sunday. We'll play Majora's Mask, but if it breaks me, we'll play A Link to the Past instead. That's my backup game. I think it might be fun. Anyway, I love you guys. I'm going to put you on an ending screen. Bye. I've just realised it's going to go. I'll be back on Sunday. Same time, same channel, same Becky. Bye. Switch, bitch. Jill knows. Bye.